Well, hello everyone. We're back for our final session of the day. We're live on behance.net/live for a very special session with Tony Harmer, who's live in LA.
Hello. Hi, Tony.
We're like, wait,
Hi.
what?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know where I'm looking exactly, but great to see you.
I'm
How are you?
over there. No, I'm here now.
But for me, you're here, so that's just extremely
No,
confusing.
for me, Tony, you're always here.
I think
Oh,
we hit
man.
Like
ultimate.
like a stain on my shirt that I can't get rid of.
Oh, that went downhill. Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
How are you, Tony?
I'm
How's
good,
Max?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Max is Max, right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's so many new people here, so many new attendees. I can't wait for them. Their minds are going to be blown tonight. I mean, the whole thing yesterday, took them by storm. But people have been speaking to me and saying, "You wait for tomorrow. Yeah, just make sure you get plenty of sleep. You're going to need it because your mind is going to go boom."
So sneaks are happening at 2:30 in Germany time, so to 4 a.m.
Yep.
So we thought we could stay awake.
What's everyone's strategy? I think I'm just going for sleep, and then we'll just put an alarm.
Or drink one of Joe's coffees.
Yeah. Just like really strong espresso. Kevin Hart and I are going to be like flying.
You take a 48-mile walk.
Saturday. I went for a nap on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Thought, I'm just going to have a bit of a power nap, and I woke up at 23:59. I totally missed the party I was meant to go to. Anyway, not to worry.
Oh no! What's happened at Max though? Like, what's your highlight, Tony? What have you been doing? You're up on sessions. You've had a full house.
Yeah. So I did a product demo yesterday for XMPi in the pavilion next to the Adobe Live stand, and I did the first of my Interop labs yesterday, which was cool. That was a full house. All of mine are full, so we had good laughs. It was really good. So yeah, excellent. I love doing this stuff.
A lot of people in the chat who are excited to see you. I have to say hi. We're on Behance with Susan, Bruce, a lot of new people, like you said, at Max as well. But also in the chat, we have Gareth, Rob, and of course Oliver, Steve, just people you know. So yeah, excited to hear more.
And I'm excited to see and hear more from you, Tony. So nice segue.
Hey, wow, it'll get to
I am excited.
That was almost seamless. Let me show you my highlights so far. There's a few things. First of which is, I'm going to start off in Lightroom with a few things, but first of which is actually the donut I had last night.
Please, tell us more.
Liz Mosley and I have been hanging out and we had donuts. This donut stand was insane. But I thought, a unicorn cat, come on. You have to have that. Anyway, that's by the by. I thought I'd just show you that. But let's have a look at a couple of things.
Oh, you're not going to do anything with that?
No, I just wanted to show.
No.
See, they have improved the donut to hole ratio by just removing the hole.
I thought there was some light editing.
No, just bragging rights.
I just wanted to share the donuts that we had.
Make people jealous.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Right, so of course I've only got a short amount of time and quite a few things that I'd love to show you. So one of the things that impresses me most, right, is this new people selection. Now I don't know if you saw, but just on the right hand side here, when I open this image, in fact, if I go back to the grid and then just open it again, okay, just have a look at what happens in masking. So you're going to be looking down towards the bottom, but can you see it's analyzing the image here, detecting people, and it can detect multiple people, right? And then you've got this grid. So person one, just here, do you see that? The minute I clicked on person one, yeah, and if I go over entire person, it's masked that person. And it's actually a really good mask. But let's say I wanted to drill down to the hair. I could select just the hair or the teeth or the lips. That's actually a good look for him. So I'm going to hold it just there just for a second. Right, the iris and the pupil, the sclera, right? That's the whites of your eyes just there. The eyebrows. Now that again is another good look, right? So maybe if I wanted to check the eyebrows and the hair, yeah, and the teeth or the lips, look at that. Check it out. Really, really good. And you can make your adjustments from there. So that I think is really phenomenal that you can do that. And you can do face skin. That needs a touching up there because of the beard. It's not terribly good with beards just yet, but it's getting there. And the body skin, look at that. So good. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. Let me go to another image here. So Emma, you'll recognize this.
You're in LA, sure. Great.
I'm in LA, but
just out of your window, right?
An image from the. Yes, it's a theme park.
The most un-French. Exactly.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go to the masking just here, and I've already got actually a couple of masks on this, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to healing. So the content aware remove. So it looks like an eraser, right? It kind of is. But what I'm going to do here, and this is so good, I'm going to just change the size of my brush just a bit. And these two people I find distracting. So what I'm going to do is just brush over them like so. Now, you can still do the heal, and actually you can do it by holding down Command or Control when you're on your machine if you want to actually select the area that it detects. But watch that. Bang. How about that? You can touch that up, and of course, if you wanted to, you could actually specify where the things are coming from. Let's do one more just over here. Okay, and just clean this one out. So let's get her reflection out of the way as well. Whack. Analysis done. So good. And of course, the selection's been improved in masking. So here, this has got nothing on it at the moment. So select subject, select sky, select background. You can use all of these in different combinations. If I do subject, detecting the subject, masking it, and then of course I can carry on from there. So if I wanted to maybe decrease the density of the blacks there to bring out some shadow detail, and increase the density of the whites or whatever to do those things, you can see how easy it is to do. Very cool, right?
And really, you're using the new the new version of Lightroom, which by new I mean this is also a couple of years old by now, but Lightroom CC, as we sometimes call it, although it's just called Adobe Lightroom, because there's Classic and there's Adobe Lightroom. And Joe earlier today demonstrated this workflow in Adobe Lightroom Classic, and it's good to see it's also working in Adobe Lightroom.
And we had a lot of questions about the difference as well.
And actually, if this carries through to Photoshop. So Photoshop has the Adobe Camera Raw engine. So these things carry through to Photoshop as well, which is really good. So plenty to be had in there. Let me switch now to, I'm going to go to Premiere next, just for this. I'm going to do Premiere and Illustrator in the time that we have here. Okay, and what I want to talk to you about is the new improvements inside of motion graphics just here. So I've got 3 kind of text layers here, and we can now add strokes to these things. So if I turn these off just for a second to these words, I just kind of like this funky text. It's how I'm feeling this morning. So I can add a stroke, but that's not the thing in itself, right? So here I've chosen to add a gradient, but I'll just mix that out a little bit, change that. I could, of course, change it just for solid color if I wanted to. Right? So whatever I want to do just there. But that's the stroke being applied. But the stroke is actually now can be applied to the outside of the vector shapes, because that's what text is, of course, or the inside of the text, or the center, which is the default. That's the way it normally would. But by having these options, so outer just here, I have another stroke just there, also set to outer, okay, but it's slightly larger than the other one. You can build these fantastic appearances that you can use. You can also now, if you wanted to make a change globally to, so I've got a couple of these titles just here. If I wanted to make a change globally, I can now select both. Okay, so they're different, of course, at the moment, but I'm going to change them to a solid color like so. So let's do that. Okay, to that one. Oh, I don't think I did it in the wrong place.
Oh, I didn't know Tony's house is on Adobe stock. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It is so cool.
Fantastic.
So cool that it's there. Anyway, you can make these global changes. For some reason, I'm I'm failing at doing that at this particular point. Anyway,
well, you know, the 90s called and they want their gradient strokes back, Tony.
Indeed, yes. You've got some alignment options which have changed as well. So here, if we go ahead and check this out, this particular motion graphics piece here, you can see it's 3 elements of text, but they are layers inside of this object. You've got some various different alignment options here. So what I could do is if I select more than one, So you can see I haven't got a lot of options right now, but if I select more than one of those objects, then I get options for them, okay, within their own group, as it were. So I've got align to video frame as group, align to video frame, and align to selection. So if, for example, I chose align to selection, this is the way it would have worked before, I can click align to selection and they align like so. However, if I undo that and change it to align to video frame and do center, right, that at the moment looks the same thing. But then if I do it as a group, then it just aligns that whole group together at the same time. So I can change their position really quickly, and I can use them together. So align them to the video frame vertically, like so, and then align to the frame, and then align them centrally or left and right, and they all move together, which is really neat.
It's fantastic.
Neater than that, though, it is. Neater than that is the option now to create masks. So if I just go ahead at this particular point here and create a new, oh, I've got that one highlighted still, didn't see that, sorry. If I go here and create a new text here, so there we go, we'll do tone strips again. There we are, like so. Ooh, let's just make sure we're targeting on it and go to essential graphics and don't hit the space bar, Anthony. Oh, my word, stop.
I do actually prefer to edit all the text in the specially made text panel where you can edit all the different.
Absolutely. There we go. So there you go. So we can do them like that, like so. So this is empty at the moment. There we go. And it's got the appearance on from the last thing I did, which looks terrible.
That's fantastic. It's great.
In just a second, there we are. So we'll go to this one here. Notice that clicking on them, by the way, takes me to that particular point in the timeline, so you don't have to keep scrubbing around to edit them, which is handy. I could use my alignment options here, but I'm just going to drag this in with the selection tool to where I want it to be, and I'll get rid of that additional fill just there. So we've got this background. So something else you can do now is you can create a shape mask here. So if I go ahead and create a new shape, so I'll go for just a rectangle here for the moment. I'm going to change the stacking order of that, bring it down to the bottom, and then just adjust it like this. Okay, so let's make this a similar shape there, like so, and choose mask with shape. Now, of course, they're sharing a position at the moment, so the mask is working perfectly well. However, if I select my text layer and I go to the effect controls here, I can drill down, of course, until I get to the position here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just change the value of that, like so, bringing that down. Like so, I'm a bit worried about that not masking properly, but it should. If this doesn't work, I've got one prepared that does. And then just bring that up into place. So move this back, actually. That is not masking at all. So there we go, now it is. It's me changing the stacking order the wrong way around. Right, go back to the text here, back to that position property, move the playhead along, and then go ahead and change that. You see, there we go. So now I've got that works. Charm. There you are. See that? There you go. Perfect. So that's really good. That's really like that. But of course, what everybody wants to talk about right now is the cool stuff in Illustrator.
And Tony, we had Julia earlier on who just amazed everyone, and I'm sure you'll love to hear that.
No pressure.
She's phenomenal.
That is excellent. No pressure. Did she talk about GLTF?
Gesundheit.
Tell us more. Do we have time? I don't know.
No, 5 minutes.
I just want to talk to you about GLTF very, very quickly. Right, so 3D, of course, this goblet here created with a couple of 3D elements just inside here. But one of the things you can do in the new export formats for this, so if I do export as here, and you'll notice that we have a range of different formats. In fact, if I go and do that from the asset export panel, it's all right, my workspaces are all over the shop because labs. So if I do that and change the formats here, you'll see we've got these unfortunately named USDA. That's a subset of USD. Who would name the format USD in America? But anyway, Right, USDA is a subset of the USD format created by Pixar, which is excellent. You can export to that. There's loads you can find out about that online. GLTF, which sounds like some sort of acronym, or not acronym, an abbreviation, but anyway. GLTF is a format that can actually be used inside of scenes in VR and AR. So that is worth investigating later on. So you can export to that format, which is super exciting.
Did you hear that? Yeah, amazing.
Good
Thanks,
stuff.
Tom.
Very in the weeds techie. There you are. So intertwine. I've got these objects just here, right? So there are actually 3 groups of shapes, and I'm going to select them and say, create me a new intertwine. So intertwine and make. Now you can just drag around things like so, if you want to, and the Z order, or it's not really a Z order, but the order we see them gets changed. It does it automatically. You can hold down the Shift key and create a rectangle. So if I go ahead and do that, maybe just here, I hold down the Shift key, then I get a rectangle, because that might help in some circumstances. But what I really want to show you is what happens when it doesn't quite work as you expected it to work. So I'm just going to go around here like so. And can you see I get this very, very weird looking artifact? You can see that?
Yes.
Okay, that's because it's not truly understood. I didn't actually give it enough information for it to make the intertwine. Okay, all you need to do if that happens is simply undo, okay, and then do it again. It's that simple. If you've lost track with the intertwine, you can just go back to edit. Okay, that returns you to the intertwine there like so, and do that. And you see that one needs undoing again. Go back to the edit. Needs a quick action.
It sounds like you should make a keyboard shortcut for that.
We did get a 5-minute masterclass on that from you earlier on.
But no, you do have an edit quick action there for it as well. But anyway, there you go. It's because I'm trying to do it over a large area like that.
There we go. That's it.
If you need to actually take it back to the original artwork, go to Intertwine and Release. So of course, having the intertwine selected makes that work so much smoother.
Tony Hammer, Illustrator Certified Expert.
We'll blame it on the early time.
Yeah. It's almost 9.
Yes.
So, no breakfast, we heard, so...
I didn't get
Give Tony
any
a
breakfast.
Yeah. I wouldn't be up at 9.
I ran out of coffee.
Oh no.
I'm not going to see the inspiration keynote.
We're cutting off, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
We're in a tunnel.
Well, Tony, the good news is the inspirational keynote will happen right after the stream. You can just keep watching.
Yes, I know. I can watch it on the bus on the way down.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can watch it on stream. Look, it's me on the bus. Now we only have 1 minute.
I'm excited to see it, and I'm also very excited for Kevin Hart on the Sneaks tonight, which is really good.
Later on.
I think.
For
Sure. But in between that, there's a whole day of lots and lots of people wandering around with stunned expression on their faces at what they're seeing. Honestly, it's magical watching people, just walk, all of the different things you can look at. It's exhausting, right? Because it's a complete visual feast, but it's beautiful to watch. Liz has been like, oh,
pointing at things. And we'll have...
If she's not, yeah.
Just 8 hours of pointing.
Going to bed still in the sleep.
She texted me at 25 to 4 or whatever. No, 25 to 6 this morning, I think it was, something like that, after her stream. So
I'm finally ready to sleep now and back up.
For an hour, and then off we go.
But Emma?
We are running out of time, Tony.
Sorry.
Yes.
This is way too short. Way too short. We'll see you back again, though, when you travel back to us.
Yes.
And kind of show us more of this, please. Illustrator streams, masterclasses. We wish you the best for Max and the whole day.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on. It's been great to be here, even though I didn't get my breakfast, but thank you.
Go and get breakfast.
And if you're watching this at home, which of course you are since you're watching the stream right now, or maybe you're on the bus, who knows, don't forget that we are live also outside of Max. We do have weekly streams with Tony, myself. Sometimes Emma's also joining in when I ask her nicely. It's
I'll be back.
And yes, we have plenty of streams every week lots of content. And now we're going to hand it over to the inspirational keynote, day 2 on Adobe MAX. And that's it from us. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay,
Big hugs.
thank you both. Take care.
Thanks, Tim.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.